There hasn't been a fucking thing worth talking about since this pandemic first got on the go, so milking a series or two is easily the best option for the channel. And it's like I said last week, a series like this could last for fucking years if I ends up being that fucking lazy. There's that much crazy and stupid shit that happens on an average shift here that I could run with this garbage for fucking decades. Don't get your hopes up though, I ain't that nuts. I'm sure I'll be back to reviewing porno games within a month, if not a year, so don't worry, the normal content, the fucking family friendly shit, that'll all be back very soon. With all that being said, let's hop into the first story of the day. Now, I wasn't sure about putting this one in at first, since none of it actually happened, but it was lifelike as anything and I'm barely awake as I'm writing this script, so I might as well give it a mention. It's pretty funny, so I doubt anyone's gonna be complaining too much. I don't know about ye, but I dreams about some pretty crazy shit. I might make a video on it later on, but for now I'll just tell you what was on the go last night. Should understand what that means after that. So I dreamt that I was working a drive-thru one day, normal fucking shit, and out of the corner of my eye I see some arsehole walking towards the front door. I must have dreamt of the biggest fucking goofball planet Earth had to offer, cause this cunt looked like a douchebag if I recalls. Buddy starts flipping at me for no reason at all, calling me a faggot and arsehole, all that deadly stuff, all the fucking monetizable garbage. Luckily for me, this is the fucking dream. Don't even fucking Jesus. Oh, he's saying he liked me video. Never mind, I'll keep this in. Alright, what was I saying? Fuck, what? Where did I leave off on? Oh yeah. Luckily for me, this is the fucking dream world, so I wasn't getting fired anytime soon. I throws a fucking burger and drink over Buddy's head, and the force of me throw knocks Buddy out cold junk. I'm a strong motherfucker, right? During all this, Mother Teresa was in the restaurant too. Not sure why, but Mrs. just keeps popping up in all me fucking dreams for no reason. Confuses the fuck out of me too, cause I wouldn't be able to tell you what she looks like if I'm being honest. I'm not flipping out too much, cause she ain't even the weirdest character I deals with in this fucking dream. See, during all this, I wasn't paying attention to the drive-thru, and as you knows, after a while, these boys starts getting poisoned if they aren't getting their food. So no joke, as I heads back through the drive-thru, I see Shaquille O'Neal in full Miami Heat gear standing by the fucking window. He got the mustache and all still, so there wasn't any fucking around with him. Buddy was pissed as anything too, and he legit drags me through the window and starts hammering me with karate kicks and shit. Jackie Chan must have crept into Shaq then, but I was getting me fucking arse handed to me. Just before Shaq had finished me off with one of them Mortal Kombat fatalities, I wakes up and I starts typing the bullshit script of this video. Moral of the story, don't leave Shaq hanging for too long, especially when it comes to a fast food wet dream. Shaq-Fu isn't just a game, it's a way of life for that buddy, and he'll whoop your fucking arse if he gets the chance. You got my guarantee on that. Now these next two stories are pretty similar to each other, except with the third one the issue is way more fucking annoying. Still though, the second one is the shits too, so let me tell you about it. So it's a regular day I suppose, nothing too retarded on the go, business as usual for the most part I guess. I served some British buddy, the Irish tradition as you knows, and in a line behind him are a couple of fucking goofballs looking at the menu. Buddy's looking, and he opens his dumb fucking mouth. Nothing comes out though, and they tells the next few people to go on ahead. So around 5 minutes later, these goofballs finally head up to order something. The two of them looked messed up, and I don't mean like they were crackheads or anything, I'm positive there was legit something wrong with the two of them. I'm the sweetest little angel on the fucking planet though, so I suggested that they order a combo or something. Not a word of a lie, the missus gives me a blank fucking stare, and I'm telling you now, the husband starts drooling out of the corner of his lip. Like, these kind of people bust my balls some fucking bad. I feels bad for him, yes, but do I gotta put on some Kernkraft 400 over here while I takes your order or some shit? Cause it's like I'm living in a zombie nation whenever one of these retards pops to the counter. I can print you out a menu, boys. I mean, I can totally understand how the giant LED screen with the prices and food in front of you might be a bit confusing. So if you need me to read out the menu word for word just cause you got some Mayweather syndrome, I got you covered, me buddy. Fucking goofballs, the lot of ye. So after 10 minutes of staring at a menu and talking with each other, you'd think they'd have a huge in-depth order on the way, wouldn't ya? You'd think they'd be ordering half the fucking store up like the last story. Guess what these boys ordered? Legit, have a guess. This grand couple took 10 minutes to order a chicken wrap with a Coke. A chicken wrap and a fucking Coke. I'm gonna need some Coke if I talks about these dummies for much longer, so let's move on to the final story. It's worse if you can believe me luck today. 5 to 12-year-old, snort some crack, I don't really give a shit. Just don't come to a store 5 minutes before it closes. You might not realise it, but I don't live at me fucking restaurant. I don't want to serve people till my arm falls on the fucking grill from flipping these burgers so often, man. At 12 in the night, I just want to go home, drink some beer, jerk off and go to bed. It's not too hard of a routine, but these idiots just love breaking it up. This ain't just fast food either. If you enter any store a minute or two before closing for something that isn't a life or death situation, just stop it, for fuck's sake. You pisses off the workers, the manager, and hopefully God, cause we all just wants the day to end, and you arseholes just keep on coming. Moving on to the story though. It's 15 minutes before closing time, and after a busy fucking day we're all dropping tired. The kitchen's a fucking mess, the front's covered with tissue and stained as shit, and the bathroom smells about as good as you'd expect it to. I gets out the rag and I starts to wipe the counters down, like the deadly worker I am once again. My co-worker taps me on the shoulder, and when I looks back, me jaw nearly hits the fucking floor. From out of nowhere, 8 people magically thought that 11:55 seemed like a perfect time to get some fucking burgers down the hatch. Thankfully, me supervisor does not fuck around. So once we got everything cleaned up and served a few boys, we closed her up pretty quick. But for whatever reason, once you closes the restaurant at the time when you're supposed to be closed, people get a bit pissy. Like, I'm very sorry, but how fucking entitled do you retards think you are? Are you retarded enough to think that you got control over when I can work and when I can go home? I'm sorry, but unless you've got a check for me at the end of the week, you can suck whatever nut hangs the lowest, cause I'm not waiting on you arseholes. I'd tell this story another 30 times if I could too, cause this sort of shit happens like every night I works. So I'm gonna end this episode off with a little PSA, public service announcement, right? Get the fuck over yourselves, cause workers don't live to serve you. We lives off the money we earn from serving you cheap, unhealthy food. If you wants to turn it into something bigger than it really is, give me a $15 tip like you would to a waitress that you got the hats for. But since society says that their service is worth more than our work, I'll listen to what society says. You ain't worth me time, so let me get a paycheck and get the fuck out of me way. I loves me car a fair bit more than I loves any of you cunts. Not me subscribers, you're all sexy. This has been Leaf Carlo, and I'll see you on the right side of the rack. Have a good one.